Hello kindergartners, this is Mrs. Hilliard and today we're going to be doing a fall tree art project and you're going to be painting with broccoli. It's going to be super fun. So let me first tell you what you're going to need. In your material packet you should have had two pieces of paper clipped together. There's a brown paper and a blue paper. So you're going to need those. You're going to need a pair of scissors. You're going to need a glue stick or some glue. You're going to need some of the paint that was in your material bag. So I'm going to use red, yellow, and orange. There's also some brown in there and you can use the brown if you want to. And then also in your material bag you should have had some broccoli. So you're going to need your broccoli for this painting too. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move all my materials to the side. And remember, while we're doing the project, if I go too fast, just push pause and catch up, and then when you're ready you can push play again. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to just need your brown paper. The other thing you're going to need is a pencil, and you might need somebody to help you with this part, because the first thing you're going to do is you're going to trace your hand and this part of your arm right here. This is going to be your tree trunk and the branches of your tree. So I'm going to put my hand on my paper like this, and you can have a grown-up help you, and you're just going to trace your arm down here. And let me move my sleeve a little bit here. And you're going to move up your first finger, and your next finger, and your next finger, and your next finger, and your thumb, and then go back down the other way. And it doesn't matter which hand you use. And I know it's really hard to see, but my hand is actually there. I should have used a marker. I just didn't want to get marker on my hands. So after you trace your hand, you're going to cut it out. And you're going to try to cut right on the lines. And I know my lines are really hard to see. You probably can't even see the lines at all. But I promise they're there. And then you're going to cut around each finger. And if you want to, when somebody's doing it for you, you can have them use a pen. And if it's too light, then you can trace on top. And it doesn't have to be perfect. So I'm just going to trace on top of my pencil marks here. Just so you can see while I'm cutting it. Because even I'm having a hard time seeing it. Oh, it goes down here. And my last finger. And then my hand goes down like that. And then my arm goes down like that. Okay. Now you should be able to see it a little bit better while I'm cutting. So I'm going to cut right on these lines. And yours will be a little smaller than mine because your hand is smaller than mine. And remember when you're cutting to have your thumb on top and do short, slow cuts. And notice how I'm turning the whole entire paper because it can be kind of tricky to cut these long fingers. So turn your paper and not your scissors. And then when you're done, you can get rid of your brown paper. You can use the scraps for something else or recycle it. And then you're going to get your blue paper, and we're going to glue. If you don't want to see the lines, then you can glue it this way. And you're going to be gluing it on your paper just like that. And yours might be a little bit shorter. Doesn't really matter. So I'm going to get my glue stick, and I'm going to put glue on each of these fingers and all around the edges and a little bit in the middle, because I really want to make sure I get all the edges because I don't want it to be all flappy on there. And then you're going to turn it over, and I'm going to try to match up the bottom down here, and then you're going to smooth it down, and then I'm going to put the cap back on my glue stick because I don't need it anymore. And then now is the fun part. Now you're going to get to paint. So you have to be super careful with your paints. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to carefully open up our paint. And I'm gonna put the lid to the side because I do wanna put the lids back on them later because I can always save this paint for another project. So that we sent these colors home because these are the colors that leaves turn in the fall. So we tried to pick some fall colors for you. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna get some broccoli. And if your broccoli is really big, you can always break it apart and make it smaller. But you're gonna hold on to the stem of the broccoli and you're just gonna dip it into the paint and then you're gonna dab it all over and to make it look like the leaves of the tree. So I'm gonna start with my yellow and I'm gonna dip it in my paint and you're going to start stamping it all over. So I'm getting the paint on there. I'm gonna let it drip off before I take it out. And then you're going to stamp it on your paper and you can move your broccoli all around. And keep stamping it. And if you need to get more paint, you can get more paint. And you can keep stamping. And you can make it into a tree shape. And you can go on top of your branch in your trunk because leaves still grow there, right? So you can put it all down here, way up here. It depends on how big you want your tree. You can put your tree way up there. And whenever you need more paint, you just dip it again. And then keep stamping your broccoli. And then when you're ready, and you might want to have a little paper towel near you, just so when you're done and you want to put your broccoli down, you don't get paint all over your table. So I'm going to put my broccoli down, and I'm going to get another color, and I'm going to do orange this time. So I'm going to dip it in the orange paint, and then I'm going to stamp the broccoli all around. And move the broccoli all around so that you're getting all those little, tiny little leaves on it. I'm going to just keep, and you can go on top of where you already did it. And you can do it as much or as little as you want to. It's totally up to you. There we go. And then I'm going to do my last color. My last color is going to be red, so I'm going to dip this into the red paint. And then I'm going to start stamping. You can use different parts of the broccoli. Try not to smear it around. You want to just stamp it up and down and up and down. And when you're ready for more paint, you just get a little bit more paint. And you can do nice and big, like a nice big tree. Remember not to smear it. You just want to do it like a stamping shape. And it's okay if some of the colors mix together because it'll just look more like fall. All right. And then when you're all done, and if you want to go back and put more yellow on, you can always get your yellow one and go back and put more on. It's up to you. Whenever you feel like you are done, then you can be done. And the broccoli's not really good to eat now because we've got paint all over it, so you're going to throw your broccoli away when you're all done. And then the last thing you're going to do is you're going to write your name on your project. So you can use a pen or a pencil. And I am going to write my name in the very bottom corner. I'm going to write Mrs. Hilliard. All right, and then you can hang this up somewhere at home for decoration, and it's going to get turned into us for the next pickup day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my lids back on my paint. I still got plenty of paint, and since I used different piece of broccoli for each color, I didn't get the paint colors mixed up. So you can put these back in your materials bag and we can use them for another project. and then you've got your fall tree. So I hope you had so much fun doing your project today, and I can't wait to see your fall trees. Great job, kindergartners.